What is up, guys, and welcome back to New Game Plus. Today I got you another video. It's gonna be testing another game. It was requested by one of you guys in my previous video. I'm gonna be running Shin Megami Tensei 3, which is Persona 3. We're gonna be testing this game on the Play Emulator, running the latest version. So let's launch the Play Emulator. Let's click on Play. Real quick, now that you guys saw right here that the emulator crashed, if you having this issue, once again, I have a tutorial on how to properly set up the Play emulator so you don't have any issues like this. The reason why is that happening is because you're not using the JIT to run this emulator. You need to be using a JIT to run it properly. I have a new tutorial how to do this using my new favorite method, which is JITsTREAMER, and I'll show you how to set it up. I already have this running and set up, but I have a tutorial so you guys can see how to set it up from start to finish. So it's basically you run the shortcut of JITsTREAMER. It's gonna ask you what do you want to do. I'm gonna select that I want to launch the emulator Play, and it should launch automatically. So there you go, set on Play. It should be opening in the screen. Hopefully it doesn't open my second screen because I'm using the center stage mode on the iPad Pro. Oh, perfect, it opened in the correct screen, so that's good. So now that we have this running, we could actually select Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3, this one right here. We could set it up, but before that, let me go to the settings so I could show you the settings while we're going to be running it. We're going to start running this on 1x, which is the standard resolution. Everything else is going to be default, it's going to be the same. And as you guys can see right here, I'm using the latest version that came out on September 16. So we're gonna click on done, and we're gonna run the game. I tested this game in advance to check how it's performing. I have a state that later I'm gonna show you something very interesting, as you guys can see. But let's get into the game. You guys can see we have this full screen running at around 60 frames. Again, I'm running this on my iPad Pro M1, and the reason you guys see all of this here, it's because the new OS update has something called center stage that allows me to do this at full screen and record here, so I could take the whole screen. So you guys can see it's perfectly fine here. And you guys can see right here the SPS. Let's skip the intro, and we're gonna go straight up. We're gonna go straight up to gameplay. But as you guys can hear at the beginning here, yeah, we do have some audio glitches here and then, so we still have some issues with the audios. Mostly with most of the game here playing the emulator, one of the biggest issues is the audio. So Persona 3. Okay, let's go to the journey. Let's go to the journey. Check your memory card. I had no data. Go back. Take a click on load game. Let's check the configuration real quick. Boys, little advanced. Okay, we're gonna leave everything the same. New game. No pun intended. Right now it's running at 1x, which is the native resolution. Later on, we're gonna go and increase the resolution. Now let's click on no, so we're gonna get straight to the game. So far the graphical, there's not a lot of graphical issues right now, but this is again just the intro, but there's no graphical issues right now. Usually you could tell them, like when I was doing with all the games, GTA and Devil May Cry, after switching between the backend. We're gonna do a little bit of that here too as well too. So this video might be longer than probably 8 to 10 minutes longer than that, just to take this a little bit fully, checking all the settings that we have. And again, one of the issues with the majority of the game I tested so far is the audio. As you guys can hear in this game, the audio. I leave it on normal. No, let's put in. Go back to the change to this. Continue. Now, for the sake of seeing gameplay, we're gonna skip all the animations because those are pre-recorded videos. Those are always gonna play fairly well because they were already pre-recorded. They don't have a lot of in-game engine videos at the beginning. Everything is pre-recorded, so we're gonna just skip all of this so we could get directly to gameplay, which is what you're gonna be seeing most of the time, which is gonna be the performance or how the game is gonna be performing for you. So let me continue and try this too. I had to put something else here to make it to maybe click to the end. So we're just gonna do that. Skipping again. Let's get directly to gameplay. Oh, you guys hear the game is running at what? I don't know if you guys can see in the top left corner. It's running between 60 to 50 frames. But we don't have any visual artifact right now. The main issue right now, as you guys can see, is the audio, the crackling noise of the audio. So basically, since the visual is looking good, it's just the audio problem. I could actually upscale this. Let's go to 2x. Video, audio, enable audio output. If I pull this off, there's gonna be no audio in the game. So I'm gonna leave it how it is. So increasing the resolution, the performance still the same, around 60. Again, the only issue here is the audio.
It was a last-minute decision to assign him here. He'll eventually be moved to a room in the boys' dorm.
Is it okay for him to be here?
I guess we'll see.
You don't mind some of these audio issues, you could actually enjoy the game and play the game, but again, just the audio is gonna be an issue.
Hey.
But I seen that the game is stay around playable frame rate.
Huh? Well, it's sorta like a hobby. Well, not a hobby, but...
You know how it is these days. It's for self-defense. It's not a real gun, of course. It's getting late, so you should get some rest.
Let me upscale the resolution again, because visually it looks good. It's just the audio, but this doesn't have to do anything with the audio. Because you see on the top left corner, we're still around 40 to 60. It's just in some of the scenes when you upscale the resolution, you could see that the FPS dropped a little bit. But look how clean and crispy it looks. Like, I don't know where this the frame rate spiked to 60 and I went back to 47 frames per second. And going back to 60. Now it's back on 60 frames. Looking good too. It's running at 60 again. Like I was saying, it's the major issue with this one is the audio.
This is it.
But it could be run at between 1 to times 4 resolution. I was doing a little bit of 8 later on. I have a save state for that so I could show you. And it's the same thing. It runs good. It's just the audio is an issue.
Oh yeah, make sure you don't lose your key, or you'll
Because some parts the audio gets fixed,
So,
and when
any
you move to a
questions?
certain spot in the game, the audio start like going crazy again.
What kid? What are you talking about? Come on, it's not funny. Can I ask you something? On your way here from the station, was everything okay? You know what I... Never mind. It seems like you're all right. Well, I better get going. I'm sure you still have other questions, but let's save them for later, okay? Good night.
That's just holding her gun in her hands. Okay. So you see, we got 60 frames around here. We're gonna keep skipping stuff till we get to gameplay. So I apologize for that. You guys just wanted to see the cutscenes, or we just want to see how the game's performing gameplay wise.
Are you awake? Good morning. Did you sleep okay? Mitsuru-senpai asked me to take you to school. It's getting late. Are you ready to go?
Yep, it's the audio.
Okay, then let's go.
Visual wise, it's looking good. It shows the audio again is the issue. The audio is the issue here. There we go. We got to the spot right here. This is one of the areas where I had a save state, and to be honest, I've been playing a little bit more ahead of that. But this is one of the areas where the frames start to drop. It doesn't matter. Actually, it doesn't matter what resolution you have. It starts dropping really hard. Like right now, it's in the 44. Let me switch to native resolution. So we're gonna switch to native 1x. Look at the frames per second. It's still like around the same. So in some areas, it drops the same. It doesn't matter if you're on standard resolution or you have it upscale. So let's go. We haven't tried it yet. Let's go and put it times 8 to see if we dip below that. Times 8 is a little bit more because I believe times 8 is it's more than 4K. It's around 5K resolution, so it's a little bit more heavy. So we lost like around 4 to 6 frames just doing that switch. But like I say, the game is playable. The only thing that you gotta bear with it is with the audio again, because otherwise, right now when I switch to A times 8. Usually when I do this with testing the other games, when I switch to times 8, when the game's not stable enough, it will completely crash. So this means that it's handling this game. This game, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I haven't checked in the compatibility of this. I just wanted to see with this game, because I know this what type of game this is. Because I play Persona 5. Yeah, I haven't finished it yet. Shame on me. And it's more like a turn-based style of the game, and sometimes roam around. So like this, it shouldn't be that hard for this thing to run. So I would say this is playable. But again, the audio is the issue. So between resolution 1x to 4x, I would recommend to stay between those resolution. And in some of the harder areas to run, you're gonna be experiencing this frame drop. You could still play, just the audio again.
Hey, about last night. See you later.
I don't know if you guys been seeing this, but there's some visual artifacts here, but it's not due to the changes of the frame. But you see the socks next to the shoes on top of the shell. It's kind of looking a little bit like it's missing some pixels. But I want you to pay attention to what I'm at right now. Right here, the frames per second, it gets rough. I move up, it start getting better. I go through this corner right here. Audio sounds a little bit better. Resolution still good. And frames per second is around 60 plus. It performs really well. So around here, the frames is good also as well too. Around here, it start going haywire, but over here, it's pretty good right here. Oh, she go to the office. What's the office at? Oh, no, no, don't go in there, my guy. Ow, ow. Gotta keep going through here. There's this block. Here. There's the hallway. Nurse office. Faculty office. There we go.
Oh, are you the new student? 11th grade, correct? Wow, you've lived in a lot of different places. Let's see. In 1999, that was what, 10 years ago? Your parents... I'm sorry. I've been so busy I didn't have time to read this beforehand. I'm Miss Toriumi. I teach composition. Welcome to our school.
Again, guys, you were wondering about this game. You could play this game fully here in this emulator. The cutscenes play fairly well. The performance is acceptable, it's playable, as long as it doesn't dip below 30 frames. To keep it safe, you go, if you want to play it, you could play at standard resolution or 2x, or right now how I'm doing time 4x. But I'm doing that because I'm using this on the M1, and that little chip on the Apple on the iPad Pro, it has a lot of horsepower, and any newer Apple chip on the iPhone should be good enough to do it too as well, to keep it around 2 to 4x.
Wow, such enthusiasm. Have you seen the classroom assignments? You're in 2F. That's my class. But first, we need to go to the auditorium. The welcoming ceremony will be starting soon. Follow me.
Yeah, here it's getting around 50 something frames, but that's about 64 frames per second.
As you begin the new school year.
Well, guys, as you guys can see right here, I'm gonna conclude my test right here. We have a save state ready just in case I get to need a little file here. It's been like around almost 20 minutes long, so I will leave the recording right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to leave a like, comment if you have any questions, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as well, like I said in my previous video, I enable membership on my channel if you wish to support me financially. The membership is around 99 cents per month. So if you wish to support me, you could do so by becoming a channel member. And once again, final conclusion in this game, the game is playable. It stays about 30 frames per second. Even if it is around 30 frames per second, it's playable. I haven't seen a lot of crazy artifacts, video artifacts in the game, so you could actually play start to finish. The only thing that you have to bear with it will be with the audio quality, which is a little bit choppy, but you can still actually play the game on this emulator. So that will be all for today. Stay tuned for more. Make sure you leave any comments if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.